Hi everyone, and welcome to this discussion where we're going to talk about AP automation within the real estate business. My name is Lisa Komét. I work at the marketing department at Rillion, and joining me today is Maija Henninen from our Finland office. Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's kick this off with a first question, which is, what does it mean when an AP professional says that the real estate business has a unique and complex need within AP automation?
Well, that's a quite broad question.
Yeah.
But yes, the property business and AP. AP is quite a large topic. And you could talk for a day about it if you would like to.
Especially you and I.
Yeah, but I know that today we're not going to talk a full day about it. But the main thing here is that all the costs needs to be put for a certain space in a certain property. So you need to allocate each cost to each space. And to be able to do this, you need to have some kind of mark on the invoice. And that's the tricky part. So you need to get to the person who ordered the stuff and the services to ask for the code to be added on the invoice. And then you need to make sure that also the supplier puts it there.
Exactly. And I guess, since certain things needs to be put on the invoice, I'm guessing that it takes some maybe training for the person who makes the orders to make sure that it just aligns.
That is true. Yeah, you need to emphasize this within the company that you work, that this is important. Then you need to have the invoicing instructions up to date, and then you need to sort of bang it into everyone's head that this is important.
Yes, absolutely. So renovating projects are another unique aspect. Can you tell me a little bit more about those?
That's true. Yeah, because in properties, it's quite common that when they get new tenants for the spaces, that the tenants want to have something done in the property, painted, new walls, new floor, and something like that. And for that one, you need to create a project in the general ledger. And of course, then you needed to have a project number, and that number needs to be on the invoice.
Yeah.
And in that way, you can then allocate all the costs to the same project. And then there are certain VAT regulations that you can be using. And therefore, it's so super important that you get the codes there.
Yes, of course. And what happens if the codes aren't there?
That's the bad part in the whole thing, because it's the AP experts who treat the invoices mostly first when they come in, especially those where there are no codes on the invoice. And quite often they know quite well where it might be supposed to be allocated. But since they are not expert on the properties, it's quite a guessing game where to put them. And when you're talking about accounting and VAT regulations, you cannot guess. So you need to know. And that means that they need to figure out the right code. So they need the help from the experts, from those who have been ordering the stuff. And then you know that chasing persons for the right codings, it's probably not the best solution. And it might take that long time that the invoices will be paid late.
Yes. And I mean, that's something where, you need an AP solution and you want to solve the problem with invoices being paid late because, there are all these great emails going out and this is nearing the date for, payment. But obviously if the invoice can't reach the proper person because it's not done yet, then I guess that poses a bit of a stressful problem.
That is. And the other point here is also that when you have the project number, you can code it into the AP solution. And when entering the project number or reading it from the invoice, then you can get the other codes as well that you get that sort of are allocated to the same project. The cost center, the GL account, some other cost centers. So having those automated will also help the coding of the invoice and help the automation of the whole process.
Of course. And that's great. And I mean, products today on the market are getting smarter and smarter, and we have machine learning, we have AI, and I'm guessing since the product learns itself, possibly, I mean, if it's possible now, or at least in the future, maybe the software can help you with the project number that might be missing.
That is true. It's the AI which help you. So instead of then coding the project number and the certain cost centers and so on manually one by one, you can use AI, as you said, and then you get it automatically.
Perfect. I mean, we all love automation and automating automated processes. I mean, great
That's
thing.
the best. And then the reviewers and the approvers, they will say thank you because they don't need to treat every invoice manually.
Yes. And I mean, AP professionals don't get enough thank yous. I mean, just in my regard, they do a great job.
They do a great job. Yes.
But I mean, AP software is just one part of a real estate IT environment. And especially the two-way communication between the AP software and the ERP system is especially important. Do you have any tips or thoughts around that?
Yeah. The best tip is that when you build the integration the first time, then you should build it very carefully, because at that point you state all how the integration will work, and then you take into account all the codes that will be running to the AP solution, and then as coded invoices back to the ERP. So do it once, do it properly, and that's it.
Exactly.
And then further on, when you use the integration and the invoices flow, of course, when you have a new project number, it needs to be open in the ERP, and then it flows automatically into the AP system. And there you can use it until it's being closed. So the project is finished. Then there should be a stopper or need to be sort of executed, the project that you won't use it anymore.
Yeah.
And that you can't use it anymore.
I mean, I guess that's a good thing, because if someone just sort of guesstimates a project, you don't want to put something on a project that's done. Yeah.
True.
With all the tax rules, and you need to sort of keep in line.
Yeah. And then, of course, if there are some needs during the work to get some extra cost center or object that you need to take into account, of course, you can change the integration and have it added. So don't keep it as fixed.
Okay, that's perfect, because, being able to tailor the software, I guess, is a great thing, because sometimes the prerequisites for something can change, and then it's important that the software can keep up. Because even though we have really clever softwares today, we still, things happen around, and we need to be able to take that into account so that we don't have a fixed system that can only do one or two things.
True.
And how would you say that AP software like Rillion can benefit the AP professionals within the real estate business?
But there are a lot of good things in the solutions that you can use. And when taking it into use, I would have a thorough discussion with a consultant to go through what kind of invoices you're treating, what kind of properties do you have, or do you have regular companies, or how does they look, and what would be the most beneficial way for you to automate the invoices. So when having this large discussion and making the evaluation, I would say that you will figure out what would be the best way. And they're the solution consultants that we have. They will really be for a good help for you.
Yeah, great. And I mean, you're a solutions consultant, and you've been working in the real estate industry for a long time, right?
True.
For
50 years.
Yeah, I mean, 15 years. So it's great for us to have you to help us towards the real estate industry as well, because, industries are different, and we love to be able to tailor the solutions to the customers.
Nice to hear. Yeah. Yeah, it would be my pleasure to go through a general ledger for a customer.
Perfect. And, I know that there's nothing that gets you going like VAT rules and tax law.
True.
Okay, awesome. I mean, thank you so much, Maya, for joining me today to talk about AP automation in the real estate business.
Yeah.
I hope that we've gone through some important things and help people in how they can use the software to automate their real estate industry business.
Yeah, true. Yes, thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.